What's up, guys? Thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and baby, let's get into the drama of it all. So we got a few things to talk about, so let's get into it. All right, y'all. So let's talk about Tom Girardi. Erica Jane's, I don't know if he's still her husband or ex-husband. We'll read the article and probably they'll let us know. But baby, it looks like he got convicted of stealing $15 million from clients in a massive Ponzi scheme. So let's talk about it. So I'm getting this from ABC 7 Los Angeles News. So it says this: former high-powered litigator Tom Girardi was convicted on Tuesday of running a massive 10-year Ponzi scheme in which prosecutors said he subpoenaed at least $15 million in settlement funds from four of his clients. Whew. It says jurors convicted the 85-year-old Girardi of 4 counts of wire fraud for stealing from injured clients and spending the money on private jets, golf club membership, jewelry, and the career of his now estranged wife. So they are still married. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erica Jane. The jury began deliberating Monday after following closing arguments and deliberated for about 2 hours Tuesday morning before announcing that a verdict had been reached. Girardi of Soul Beach showed no visible reaction as the verdict was read. He suffers from dementia but was deemed able to attest in his own defense during the trial, and he even testified. U.S. District Judge Josephine L. Station scheduled a December 6th sentencing hearing, at which time Girardi will face up to 20 years in federal prison for each of the 4 counts. So it goes on, it says he even portrayed himself repeatedly as one of the top lawyers in America in magazines and other publications. He was paid very well for all that he did, but that wasn't enough for him. He wanted more. His insatiable appetite for money is what led him to court, and it was what led him to this verdict today, said U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada, who earlier said in the statement that Girardi was a Robin Hood in reverse, stealing from the needy to support his lavish Hollywood lifestyle. I actually believed at one point that Tom Girardi was a decent human being, that he was a hero. You know what they say about meeting your heroes, right? They disappoint you. It's a shame that people watched the Aaron Brockovich movie for decades and thought that even a slice of that movie was real, says former Girardi legal counsel Kimberly Archie, who spoke to the media outside of court following the verdict on Tuesday. Charles Snyder, a deputy federal public defender who is representing Girardi, told the jury that as his client's cognitive impairment worsened over the years, employees of the defendant, now closed Girardi Key's law firm, not Girardi, were stealing funds hand over fist. Girardi was not paying close attention to this operation of his firm, Snyder said, saying his client got old, got sick, and lost his mind. Prosecutors said the fraud scheme lasted from 2010 to 2022 and involved many more ex-clients than 4 involved in the current case. The 4 wire fraud counts conspired to 4 victims, some of who had suffered serious injuries and accidents, whose settlement funds were pilfered by the disgraced ex-attorney. Joe Ruimos, who suffered burns on most of his body when a gas line exploded, killing his girlfriend, Judy Selberg, whose husband was killed. I guess they're saying the next person is Judy Selberg, whose husband was killed in a boating calamity. Josefina Hernandez, who was injured by a faulty medical device. Erica Saladina, whose 1-year-old baby was badly injured in a car crash with a drunk driver. The baby later died. Last Tuesday, Girardi, a once powerful figure in California legal community, was the final witness called by his lawyers to testify, claiming every client got every penny that every client was supposed to get. The defendant blamed his firm's former chief accountant, Chris Kamon for missing money. From the witnesses stand, Girardi said Kamon was pretty clever in stealing millions of dollars. Defense attorneys declined to comment after the verdict Tuesday. Kamon, 50, formerly of Encino, Pasadena, Verdes, and who was living in the Bahamas at the time of his November 2022 arrest, awaited trial in January. He is charged with multiple fraud counts for allegedly aiding and abetting Girardi schemes to defund clients. Kamon allegedly also embezzled millions of dollars from the law firm accounts for his own personal enrichment. Kamon, who remains in federal custody, has pled not guilty to those charges. Girardi, Kamon, and David R. Lear, Girardi's son-in-law and former lawyer at Girardi Keys, are also facing federal charges in Chicago in March. Assistant U.S. Attorney Scott, I think it's Patty, told jurors in his rebuttal argument Monday that Kamon, who will soon face his day in court. At the same time, he said, just because the former accountant allegedly siphoned settlement funds, it doesn't make Girardi innocent. You got a point. It also just makes Girardi Keys a den of thieves, and it makes Girardi the thief in chief. Patty said. Sider told the jury in LA federal court is his closing that would Girardi become an increasingly confused bad manager of the firm. Kamon was operating a vicious course of fraud. However, Morgenthau said that Girardi, who treated attorney-client trust accounts as his own personal piggy bank, adding that some clients never saw anything of their settlement. Girardi diverted tens of millions of dollars from his law firm operating account to pay illegitimate expenses, including more than $25 million to pay the expenses of EJ Global, a company formed by his now estranged wife related to her entertainment career, as well as millions of dollars of Girardi Keys funds spent on a private jet travel, jewelry, luxury cars, and exclusive golf and social clubs. At the end of 2020, as Girardi and his law firm faced mounting legal problems related to his years of long theft and client funds, Girardi Keys was forced into involuntary bankruptcy. The State Bar of California disbarred Girardi in July of 2022. Earlier this year, after several days of hearing, Girardi was found competent to stand trial despite his claim that his Alzheimer's disease and incapable of assisting his lawyers. He is free on $250,000 bond and lives in a secure memory ward of an Orange County nursing home. Once known as the defender of powerless in class action lawsuits against corporations, Girardi represented plaintiffs in numbers of high-profile cases, including Brian Stowe's civil suit against Major League Baseball. Stowe was a San Francisco Giant fan who sustained a severe injury during an attack in the Dodgers parking lot. Girardi also represented plaintiffs in the toxic groundwater case against the Pacific Gas and Electric Co. that was dramatized in the Oscar-winning 2000 Julia Roberts movie Erin Brockovich. It goes on to say, Jane filed for divorce from Girardi in 2020, so Erica Jane, after a 21-year-old marriage, feeling that the split that the couple listed their Pasadena home for sale at the price of $13 million. Jane has not been charged in the case against her husband. After Girardi was disbarred in 2022, the State Bar of California reported it had received over 205 complaints against him, alleging he misappropriated settlement money, abandoned clients, or committed other serious ethical violations over the course of 4 decades of his career. Girardi Keys collapsed in the late of 2022 after Girardi was accused of lawsuit of embezzling money meant for clients, and the firm was representing in litigation over an airplane crash in Indonesia. Girardi is in Chapter 7 bankruptcy proceedings as it is now shuttered Welshire bank law firm that bore his name and that faces more than over $500 million in claims. So, y'all, if you would like to read this article for yourself, it'll be in the description box below. The link to the article will be. But I just have a question. Is this really justice for these people? And like, is he really going to suffer the consequences? Because he's 85 years old and they convicted him of wire fraud on all four accounts that were against him for this 10-year-old Ponzi scheme. And I'm just like, he's 85. He's definitely dying in prison once they, sentence him, because I think it said in the article he's looking at up to 20 years for each count, and that's 80 years and he's 85. But it's just kind of like, is that fair to the people that have suffered? Because the messed up thing about it is you stole money when you didn't have to. Your life was already lavished enough. You did not have to steal from people who genuinely needed this money. And yeah, money doesn't solve everything, but it definitely helps people with their issues. And it's one less thing they have to stress about. Those people fought for that money. They employed you to fight for their money. You won, and then you didn't give them their money. You stole from them. That's messed up. That's horrible. But I'm just like, is he really going to face judgment? Because you embezzled all this money and now you're 85, and for the past 20 something years you've been able to live your life to the fullest, buying jewelry, buying lavish houses, taking Erica on trips, helping her with her music career, and this is what we get. It's messed up. It's messed up. It's just a messed up situation. And I mean, some people may say, well, he has dementia. People who go through dementia already suffer enough because it's scary to lose your sense of self. But it's I don't feel like that's enough. You legit stole from all these people who genuinely needed this money. You stole from orphans. You stole from burn victims. You stole from people that genuinely sought you out for help. And now you're 85 and you really don't get to what's the name? What am I trying to say? You really don't get to face judgment for what you did. If he was in his 60s and this happened, and he got convicted, I feel like that would be a harsher punishment because you still got a decent amount of life left to live. I can see at least a good 20 years left to live that you would suffer this lasting part of your life where you're supposed to be relaxing in prison. But he's 85, living in a nursing home, and I know they can't do bad things. I mean, they do bad things to people in nursing home, but I don't think they doing it to him. And I'm just kind of now he's about to be in a prison and that's it. So I just wonder, is that really justice for these people? And I mean, I still don't get why Erica's still married to him. Girl, I would have been done divorced his ass and kept it pushing. But I don't think she will be liable for any of this. They say she's not brought up on charges, but I guess she would probably be happy that this is being put to rest for her. I wonder how Sutton feeling. Sutton probably texting all her friends, see, I told y'all. But yeah, I wonder if they're gonna I don't know. They said that they just wrapped Beverly Hills, so this will definitely be something that they talk about at the reunion. So I'm interested in seeing what Erica's response will be to it. So since I mentioned a reunion, let's talk about Real Housewives of Dubai. So yesterday the reunion looks were released, and I'll be honest, collectively, I think everybody looked great together. And this is a huge step up from what they gave us their first reunion. I think there were more wins than misses this season. And there were definitely people who stood out, but together they look beautiful to me. And I'm happy because y'all know Leah like a good theme. I like when the cast are given specific colors or a theme to go on. The last for Real Housewives of Miami, I think the theme was supposed to be Mexican culture, or because they went to Mexico, so everyone had on attire that resembled that in some type of way. I thought majority of the ladies look lovely with those outfits. You have Potomac, their last one, I think it was everyone was wearing all different variations of black and gray, because Karen had on black and gray, but they looked beautiful Well, not all of them. Let me stop the line. But collectively, they look nice with their black outfits. And now we have these ladies and they're in red. And I like it. So I want to talk about each outfit. So the link for the Bravo Insider link will be down in the description box below, where it gives more information about the designer and who they're wearing. This year they did something different where the girls gave like quotes, or the stylist gave quotes. So let's get into that. So let's start off with Ayan. So here's a quote from the designer. It says, "A Spanish flamenco dancer is the inspiration behind Chanel Ayan's couture gown. Dress designer Michael Cinco told the Daily Dish, I love Spain because of its rich cultured heritage, vibrant colors, and intrinsic artistry. The lively and dynamic spirit of Spain perfectly aligned with Ayan's bold and strong personality." Now, when I saw the outfit, I thought Ayan looked beautiful. Like, she really did. I love the open area where the breast and the stomach and all of that are. But I'm going to be honest, I wasn't wowed by this. I gave it a 8.5 in my opinion, because I don't get why they decided to put her in a Spanish flair or flamenco dress when the backdrop is Bali. Like, I would think that you would wear like a Balinesian inspired dress, but not a Spanish flamenco dancing dress. And I honestly, if somebody from Real Housewives of Miami would have wore this to their last reunion, they would have cleared the girls, because it's a lovely dress, but it's just like, this doesn't go with the theme. On top of, I think Ayan has done herself a disservice, because she's always wearing these really beautiful ball gowns and outfits that when you see her in one for the reunion, it's not like, you're not wowed by it, because you come to expect her to wear this, so it's now like she has to really step it up even more when it comes to the reunion, because she's always wearing dresses. You know what I mean? I don't really like her hair. I think her makeup looks really pretty, but I feel like her hair should have been black. I think the burgundy on the red dress is too much, and then she has the headpiece. The headpiece is lovely with these red roses. It's too much red. There needed to be a difference. I think it would have added more of an effect if she had black hair, or if she just would have went bald the same way Girardi was bald for her reunion, because I think Girardi's bald hair, well, I'm not sure, bald, you ain't got no hair. I think Girardi being bald added something more to her outfit, and it elevated it. And I feel like with this, if Ayan was bald, it probably would have made the dress pop a little bit more, or maybe would have been that added effect where everyone would have been like, oh my gosh. But honestly, like I said, I gave it an 8.5 because I'm so used to seeing Ayan in these types of dresses. So next is Brooks. This, I think, is a quote from Brooks. It says, "Jessica Rabbit was our inspiration," Caroline Brooks shared. "We wanted to go sexy but demure and classic." She looks beautiful, and I'm just glad she got it right, because her outfit last season was atrocious. It looked ill-fitted. It looked like a rush job. I didn't get the crown. It just did not eat. But this right here, she looks very pretty to me. She looks way more youthful. I love the leg out. I think the dress is lovely. I like the beading on the dress. I wish she would have had a necklace or something to accent her chest more, but she looks great to me. The hair, I like the hair. I like the hair, but she looks good. She looks good. I'm just happy she looked good, because Brooks is actually very pretty, but some of her outfit choices, they just don't eat for her. They just don't eat for her. But this right here, she looks lovely. So I give this a solid 8. A solid 8 for Brooks. I love what she got going on. And I do like that even though she said her inspiration was Jessica Rabbit, she didn't copy it completely. I can get the hints of Jessica Rabbit in this. I'm glad she doesn't have on the gloves. I'm glad it's just, my version of Jessica Rabbit, and it doesn't give costumey. I think she looks good. So a solid 8 from me. So So next, let's talk about Talene. So this is the quote under Talene's picture. It says, "The vibrant red symbols the courage and resilience of the Armenian people, while the floral pattern reflects the beauty of the rich culture and natural landscape she shares." This gown not only showcases the skill and creativity of a female designer empowering women in the fashion industry, but it also represents the celebration of my identity. Each stitch and design tells a story, allowing me to honor my roots and express my individuality in an elegance, with elegance and grace. So I'm gonna be honest, when I saw this, Talene was my least favorite outfit out of all of the girls. I think she looks beautiful. She got them legs is toned as hell. She looked great, but I didn't really like the dress, and I don't like the flowers. Like, they look droopy. And I don't like the material. I don't know. I mean, for this to be her first reunion, she does look nice, but she was the lowest one for me. I would give her a 6. Like, she looks pretty, but it's just like the outfit didn't do anything for me. And the material looks like spandex. Like, you know what I mean? Like a leotard. And I don't know. I like the story behind it, this honoring her culture and things of that nature. So I'm not ragging on that, but like overall, the dress doesn't really do it for me. But again, for this to be her first reunion, she does look nice. And again, them legs look great. But she does get a 6 from me. So next, let's talk about Lisa. So Lisa's quote is, Lisa channeled modern Hollywood in her off-the-shoulder gown. She looks beautiful. Like, Lisa is just a very pretty person. Like, she's a beautiful woman. Like, and the dress looks like they just like it's formed to her body. I wish the color was red, like everybody else's red, but like this, like ruby kind of metallic, somewhat burgundy dress does look great on her. It looks amazing. And I saw a lot of people make comparisons to Halle Bailey's dress that she wore for the opening of The Little Mermaid. And someone also said in the comments that I saw that everyone was making the comparison that the same designer made Lisa's dress as well. And Halle's dress, I think that's kind of what made me pause about Lisa's dress, because at first I was like, oh, this is a 10. But then when I saw Halle's dress and compared them side by side, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to bump this down to a 9.5, because Halle's dress I just think looks way better in that like metallic silver color. Like, but she looks gorgeous. Like, out of everybody, she was my like number one. Like, Lisa was the best dress for me. Like, her makeup ate. And then when I saw the video, it just looks like the dress just eats for her. But after people started making the comparisons to Halle's dress and I saw them side by side, I was like, yeah, Halle's dress eats a little bit more. And I'd have to give this a 9.5 instead of a 10. But she looks gorgeous, and she was best dressed for me. So let's talk about Sarah. So Sarah's quote was this: Sarah shared the vibe of the look was brunette Marilyn Monroe, simple elegance that is timeless. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, when I first saw these outfits, I already like had a ranking of how I wanted the ladies to go. I think for me, it was Lisa, Ayan, Sarah, Brooks, Stanberry, then Talene. But after this, I think I'm going to have to switch Sarah and Brooks and have it go Lisa, Ayan, then Brooks, then Sarah, because I thought Sarah was wearing a pantsuit. And I was like, oh, this is a great pantsuit if this is what she's wearing. Like, she looked lovely. But then when I looked on the Bravo Insider, they said it was a dress. And I said, oh, that's kind of lame. Because I was excited, because I was like, oh, this is how you wear a pantsuit to the reunion. Because I feel like I can count on like maybe one hand how many times I've seen girls wear suits to the reunion. I think there was Nene, Teresa, and I think that's it. I think those are the only two housewives I've ever seen wear. No, and then you had Jenna Lyons wearing jeans, but that don't count to me. So I was kind of sad when I found out that this was just a regular dress, and then that kind of took away from it for me. I would give this a solid 7. I don't like the jewelry underneath, like I guess, the scarf around Sarah's neck. I think she looks beautiful. Her tattoos look great. But yeah, I would give this a 7. I give this a 7. I don't know if it's timeless, but it's a decent dress. I don't know. I feel like oftentimes Sarah just doesn't try. And I feel like if she were to try, we would get way better looks out of her. Because I'm like, the black dress that she wore in her confessional with the flowers, she looks really pretty. And then the season before that, when she had on the leopard hat and I think it was like a pants outfit, she looked great in that. So I feel like I want her to try more when it comes to these reunions. So I give her a 7. And our last girl is Miss Caroline Stanberry. So she said this: Caroline Stanberry was inspired by old Hollywood glam when creating her look for the reunion. It's plain. I give this I give it a 7 as well. It's just a basic red dress, but her face, whoever did Caroline's facelift, girl, she's a great walking billboard. She spent good money and she looked great. That facelift, I feel like shaved off at least a good 8 years. She looked like every bit of 40. She looked good. But this dress is just plain. It's giving very prom. Or not even prom, because I feel like the girls go harder for prom. I would say this is giving homecoming, maybe homecoming court where, they have the girls and boys walk around the track during the game to wave at the people. It's not really given, but I feel like her facelift makes it look way better because she just looks so pretty. I saw somebody refer to her as an old-fashioned Barbie, and that's really what she looks like. So I'd give her a solid 7. The facelift did wonders. So my ranking for the girls, again, would be Lisa. Lisa gets best dress. Then you have Ayan, then Brooks, then Sarah, then Stanberry, and then Talene. But overall, collectively, this cast is gorgeous, and a beautiful cast, beautiful, and they look good together cohesively. Girl, where is Saba? Saba broke up with Sarah online with a friendship contract breakup. And we saw her in the show since episode 3, and we get to the reunion and she's not there. That should let her know, and to let everyone know that she added nothing to this show, and don't ever bring her back, because what was the reason? What was really the reason? But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. As always, remember to be bravely authentic, and definitely hop down in the comments below and share your thoughts with me about Tom and his case, and what do you think, as well as who was your best dress, who was your worst dress for the Dubai girls. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.